a zucchini pomodoro penne bake, you are going to need your penne, some marinara, ricotta, a zucchini, Italian seasoning, chili flakes, onion, tomato, some mozzarella, a tablespoon butter, and a teaspoon of sugar, along with some oil and some salt and pepper. So the very first thing I'm gonna do is I have a pot of salted water that's come to a boil. I'm gonna go ahead and drop my penne into here, and we're gonna cook this for only 8 minutes until just slightly under al dente. It's okay if there's like a little, if it doesn't, you know, taste completely cooked through, because it is gonna cook in the sauce some more and in the oven. So if you were to overcook this and then throw it in the oven, it's just gonna turn to like mush. So you're just gonna cook it for 8 minutes and drain, and it will finish cooking in the oven. So we are gonna cut our onion in half, root to tip. You are only using 1/2 of this onion. Feel free to use the whole onion if you really love onion. And I'm just gonna go ahead and cut that tip off and peel our outer layer. And then we are gonna go ahead and dice our onion by doing a couple vertical slices, horizontal slices, not vertical. I always do it backwards, I don't know why. And then some horizontal, see? Backwards again. Some vertical slices. Making sure you don't cut through to the root so it all stays intact. And now we're just gonna give this a quick dice. Like so. So next we're gonna go ahead and also dice our tomato. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this top off. And then using my flat surface, cut it right down the middle. Actually, I'm just gonna cut this into kind of strips like so. And then I'm gonna stack 2 of the strips up so that I have a nice flat surface. It's not rolling around on me. And then just give this a good dice and do that to the other half of my tomato as well. Next up, we're actually gonna be grating our zucchini, but we're gonna go ahead and just trim the ends off. And then using your grater on the larger holes, you're gonna go ahead and just grate the whole zucchini until it's all nice and shredded, the whole entire thing. So just keep doing this until you have no zucchini left to shred. So my veggies are all prepped, and you can see I really went as far as I could with my zucchini. And so now in a large pan, I'm gonna heat a drizzle of oil, and I'm going to add to this just my diced onion and tomato, not the zucchini yet. And then we are just gonna add a little pinch of salt to this. And give it a good stir. And cook this just for like 4 to 6 minutes until the onions start to soften and the tomatoes break down. All right, so my tomatoes and onions have been cooking. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and add the entire contents of my marinara sauce. And then I'm gonna add my teaspoon of sugar. The sugar, it just balances the acidity of the tomatoes. And then we're gonna add in all that shredded zucchini. And then about a 1/4 teaspoon of the Italian seasoning. And then a 1/4 cup of water. And then some salt. And give this a good stir. And we're just gonna bring this to like kind of a simmer and let it cook for about 3 minutes. While my sauce is simmering, I'm gonna make my herb ricotta, and I'm actually just gonna make it in the little container it came into. So we're gonna add about a half a teaspoon of our Italian seasoning. We're gonna add some salt and pepper. And then a good drizzle of olive oil. And then we're just gonna stir this all up until it's all nice and combined and the oil and the seasonings are all mixed throughout. So this is kind of like a faux lasagna. Ricotta is used as like the lasagna filling. So instead of layering the noodles and cheese and the ricotta cheese and some mozzarella, we're just doing it with the penne noodles. Go. And this is also a vegetarian style. There is no meat in it. But again, if you wanted to add some sort of meat, please feel free. You can add some ground beef, some chicken, whatever you like. All right, so to our sauce, we are going to add our cooked pasta. And then we're gonna add our tablespoon of butter. And we're just gonna stir this all up until the butter is melted and everything is combined. At this point, you're gonna wanna taste it and adjust for seasonings and add some salt and pepper as needed. And feel free to add any additional seasonings that you like. Stir. And then we can actually begin to start layering this. So what we're going to do is we are going to take like half of our pasta and put it at the bottom of an 8x8 square pan. My oven has been preheating to 450 degrees. So I've layered that. And then I'm gonna just use a spoon and just dollop half of the ricotta mixture. Just little dollops. And I'm sorry, not half of it. You're gonna use the whole thing. It's gonna all be in the center of the ricotta. But there's no need to like spread it out. Just little dollops is perfect. Because as it cooks, it's gonna kind of start to melt. Just trying to find spots that don't really have any. All right. Okay. Then you're going to top it with the rest of your pasta. If I can hold a pan one-handed. And then just kind of spread out the pasta on top. And then we're gonna go ahead and top it with the mozzarella. All right, and then this is gonna get covered with foil and put into our 450 degree oven for 10 minutes. So my pasta has been baking, covered in foil for like 10 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and switch my heat to the broiler, and I'm gonna broil this until the top gets nice and bubbly and a little bit golden brown. So I've taken out my pasta, and now at this point, you can let it sit for a minute to serve, And if you like, you can sprinkle some chili flakes on top. And as always, I look forward to your presentation.